Welcome back, CGC family. It's been a long time. Uh, it's been a lot of stuff happening in the news. I'm not going to give you a spiel about where I've been. Just know that a lot of stuff is coming for Kurgatory, whatever else. But trust me, there's some heavy shit going on my side that I think you guys are going to get a kick out of. I got a lot of stuff sitting around here gaming wise that I really I want to get a use out of, and I think I may have found a few ways to do that. Anyway, I digress. What's been happening in the gaming news? You had a big back and forth between Microsoft and Sony in the Brazilian, I guess, equivalent of the FTC when it concerns this Activision deal going through. Sony's been kind of being crabs about that shit. Let's just be honest. Sony's been kind of, they've been real catty about it, and Microsoft has in turn stooped. And they kind of exposed Sony. And this fanboys is going to tell you otherwise. No, they made them look stupid, and they're going to continue to make them look stupid if they keep thinking that, this kind of nonsense is okay. Let's talk about what I mean by making them look stupid. We got an issue here, Sony. You can't complain that Microsoft getting Call of Duty would hurt you because there is no franchise like it, and that nobody else can make a franchise like that. I think I hit on this in my last video. Mind you, it was 2 freaking weeks ago, so I left you guys without some content for a while. But anyway, this is the problem with that, right? One, you're shitting on your own developers. You got plenty of talented developers there at PlayStation Studios. You just got Firespark, which I believe is full of Battlefield and Call of Duty and Halo guys. Not to mention, you just bought the company that made Halo, and nobody can make a shoot on it. It's like, okay, fine. Maybe nobody, quote unquote, can make a shoot on a scale of Call of Duty. And maybe you're just saying that to stop something from happening that you know is going to actually determine the future of really console sales, the video game business in general. And this is all the case. But I don't think it was intelligent to use those words. Now, again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a CEO of a video game company. I'm not a CEO of shit. But I just don't think that was intelligent, and Microsoft's counter argument to what they said kind of leans toward that. Them saying that pretty much led Microsoft to say, like, well, look, you guys have Wolverine, Spider-Man. You guys have paid Square and several other companies to not make Xbox versions of games. Hell, to not even make PC versions of games on certain PC platforms that you don't have a stake in, because keep in mind, they've put about $400 million into, actually I think it's about maybe close to $800 million now, into Epic Games. And like Final Fantasy VII's PC version was on the Epic Game Store for like a whole year before it dropped on Steam. It's funny. It's just like, I found it hilarious that the main company accusing somebody of being unfair and using their money to dictate how the industry works. The same motherfuckers who use their money and their influence to dictate how the industry works. They've been caught being called out playing dirty. And this is how they've always done things. They did it to Sega. There was apparently a version of Tomb Raider 2 that was supposed to come out on the Saturn that never did. And Sega died subsequently because of little things like that. Hell, I remember around the time I was first starting college, the Dreamcast was coming out. And I was telling these guys who are now very close friends of mine, just Sega Dreamcast about to come out. It's going to be a big deal. And they were like, yeah, man, but Final Fantasy VIII is coming out that week. I'm not getting a fucking Dreamcast from Sega, which, they didn't have a good reputation at that point. The 32X, the Saturn, so on and so forth. I'm not getting a fucking console from Sega when the new Final Fantasy is dropping. And that was done on purpose. Sony's always played the game this way. So the fact that they're whining about Microsoft straight up buying something is hilarious to me. Now, mind you, this is not going to make things change for Microsoft the way Sony's depicting it will. I honestly think that, if anything, the overall sale count of Call of Duty is going to go down, which is why in that same hearing, or I guess what would they call it, inquiry about the effects of this sale, the Brazilian equivalent of FTC, and I'm pretty sure it's not the name, but that's what I'm calling it because I don't fucking know, right? The other publishers are like, yeah, we don't care. Of course they don't care, because at the end of the day, it gets Call of Duty out of the way for them, right? They can make a shooter and sell it and possibly slide into that spot, or at least get a piece of that pie that Call of Duty is hogging. All of this shit is business and semantics, but I really think Sony, of all the companies, made the biggest mistake there. They really, like, if you wanted to stop something, there's probably a better set of words that you could have used, or phrasing you could have used to stop it. Like saying that nobody else can make anything when you bought, literally before Call of Duty, the company that made the big shit shooter, the shooter that really is the only reason the Xbox brand even exists. You bought Bungie, who made Halo. So what are you talking about? Somebody can't make a shooter on that level when they've literally done it. You know, honestly, the second biggest shooter last gen, might have been Overwatch. And then, you know, outside of that, you probably can say Destiny, which is made by, guess who? Bungie. So, Sony, you're full of shit. Alright? You're full of crap. You're lying. You've grown way too dependent on this particular game, and way too dependent on this strategy of buying out stuff instead of just making your own stuff. We should have a new Resistance. We should be getting another Killzone. Like, I would think that the team that makes Horizon Zero Dawn is big enough now that they can splinter off and have a team that makes a Killzone game. You know, but instead of doing that, you've been paying to put Call of Duty on PlayStation boxes and say only on PlayStation. Literally ads lying saying the game's only on there, and then in small print, oh yes, certain modes or an asterisk or some shit, right? The time for that is ending. These big mega corporations are stepping in with their money bags, and they're buying up these companies. There's gonna be no more blocking. Your checkbook ain't big enough to stop these games from coming out everywhere or elsewhere at all. And I think they have the talent. You got, like I said, this Firespark team. I believe that's the name of the team, with the COD, Battlefield, and Halo creators on it. I think they're going to make something compelling for PlayStation. Certainly one of the 10, I believe, live service games that Sony has planned out. I'm pretty sure that whatever Haven's making is supposed to be a multiplayer game, right? That game might be, the next big shooter. I'm also very positive that Bungie is making some kind of hero shooter that may end up being on everything. But, Sony will have advertising rights to them, obviously, as they rightfully should. They own the company. So, it's nonsense. Once COD ends up being a Game Pass game, the sales numbers for it are going to go down. It's not going to hit 20-something million every year, because most people are going to smarten up. Maybe not the first year, maybe not even the second year, but most people are going to smarten up and say, I can just get an Xbox and pay $15 a month to play this shit. And then when I'm tired of it, I can stop paying $15 and move on to something else. And that's what Microsoft really wants. People who think that Call of Duty is the end game for this deal really don't understand what Activision has. There's a lot of dormant IP that Microsoft could really diversify their lineup of games with by owning Activision. Phil Spencer mentioned Guitar Hero. He mentioned Hexen, which is strangely enough a game made by Microsoft's id Software, but they can't really publish any new games before because Activision owns the rights to it. So this purchase really clears up a lot of small confusions as far as what games they can and can't publish. And it gives them a whole new slate of IPs. Funnily enough, it also gives them Spyro and Crash Bandicoot, two of PlayStation's former IP mascots, whatever you want to call them. This sale, and I say this for a lot of these companies, I think there's two more that need to be purchased, and I think they're on sale. And Square Enix ain't one of them, but I digress. I think that these sales are actually really, really, really good for the industry. When you got these big companies that have grown complacent and have grown to the point of being boring. Let's just use that terminology, right? They're boring. Like, Activision is literally Diablo, World of Warcraft expansion, Call of Duty. That's all they are. Every once in a while, oh yeah, we'll make a new Crash Bandicoot, or we'll pop out a Tony Hawk remake. And Tony Hawk himself recently revealed that they kind of squashed that and put that team on Call of Duty. Outside that, they're boring as hell. So why do we need them out there as just what existing is what they are? Get them off the slate. Bethesda turned into the same thing. Ubisoft really needs to get bought by somebody. They're boring as hell. I honestly wish somebody would do that with Konami, but I don't see it happening. Sega isn't at that point yet, but I mean they could be. Yeah, these big companies need to get bought. Maybe even EA, right? And I think EA is for sale. Like, somebody needs to buy them, use their IP, turn it into something else, and let some of these smaller companies take that spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the direction that, like, a Riot Games is going. Like, Riot Games is turning into Blizzard. Look at their lineup of games. They got a hero shooter. I believe they're making an MMO in the League of Legends universe. I'm pretty sure they've already made, like, 2 RPGs that are on console and PC. And they have, like, a action RPG Diablo-style clone. Like, Riot Games is turning into what Blizzard was. That's how this shit works, guys. It's cyclical. It's like, as one goes, another one comes in and takes that spot. There's going to be a company that takes Bethesda's spot. In fact, I believe the company some of the guys that made the original Elder Scrolls games have a new game coming out. Something Worlds. Forgive me for my lack of my lack of information on it, but they're making a brand new game. And, you know, who knows? Maybe that company balloons to the point where they end up taking Bethesda's spot and being, you know, or at least they get bought by another smaller company who takes them and turns them into what Bethesda was. And the hope is that Microsoft buying Bethesda turns Bethesda back into what they were. And then we have 2 of them. One's just first party, the other one's just out there. That's the hope, right? But once these companies become complacent and they start releasing garbage every fucking year, they need to be bought. They need to be moved off the plate. They need to be turned into something else, because them being what they are is not doing anybody any favors. Not you or me as consumers, and really not even those companies, because this is going to fail anyway, and then this stuff is going to get forgotten like Konami. But all that being said, guys, there really wasn't that much gaming news. I think this has been the thing that has dominated the news so far, because of Sony's, I'm just going to call it pettiness, because of Microsoft's counter pettiness. This was the big thing. I mean, right now we got Gamescom going on this coming week. We just had QuakeCon, which was really good for PC players, especially if you have Game Pass. Not so much news for console players, but I mean, until Microsoft does something with xCloud where it can play PC games over the cloud, which I think is coming, because I think they added keyboard and mouse support. Then again, that could just be a totally wrong read by me, and they're just doing that for, you know, whatever other reason. But until they add that, I mean, if you don't have a PC, it was nothing. And me myself, I just got a solid gaming PC. So you will be seeing more PC gaming content from me. Surprise, surprise, and also some retro gaming content, man. I got some shit cooking. More to come. I just thought I would share my opinion about that whole little situation. And I said, man, the pettiness is real. And I think by the end of this month or next month, this deal will have gone through. And hopefully Call of Duty will be in Game Pass, because I do not feel like spending $70 on that shit. As I'm sure a lot of smart people don't want to as well. They would agree with me. But yeah, more stuff soon. I promise. No bullshit. Big things coming. Love you guys. Thanks for watching the video. And we will see you in the next one. All right now.